Okay. Alrighty. Hi guys. Welcome to Saudi Melodious Podcast. Woo! Woo! Guys, I am so sleepy today. I'm so sleepy, and that's why the energy is just like I need to take a nap. Okay, I need to take a nap. I'm sleepy. I'm a little tired, but we're gonna record today. I'm committed to recording today, even though it's one of my off days, so like a day that I don't normally post. Because I've started posting on weekends, like specifically on Sundays. But I really wanted to post for the beginning of the month, just to like put out some positive vibes, just to put out some positive energy, and so that we can like just like manifest and bring in some abundance, some prosperity, some joy, some happiness, some love, some everything that's good for me, for you, for all of us. So I really thought about posting today. And so even though I'm a little tired, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm tired. I want to record mentally, but physically I just did not want to sit in front of the camera. I'm gonna do it anyway, and I'm proud of myself for doing it, right? Yeah. So just to I just want to give you guys a heads up so y'all know. I mean, y'all can tell, y'all have seen plenty of episodes. Y'all have seen me go up and down and up and down and up and down, right? So with all of that said, this is gonna be a much calmer and more chill episode because I'm gonna let the energy build up. Eventually I start yelling towards the end, but I'm just gonna let it build up, okay? And then for today's episode, I want to talk about kind of like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. What does that mean, right? So seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Off topic. Wait, pause. Off topic. I had so many things that I wanted to talk about. Like I have again a gazillion ideas, on episodes and podcast topics that I want to talk about. But this one, it's just on my brain. Like I feel like I just want to talk about it. Especially with so much that's going on in the world and in our country. I know that this might like not be perceived well maybe by um people who might be watching, but things that are going on in the world, things that are going on in our country, like I feel like this is something that obviously affects me, that affects my community, that affects people that are close to me, neighbors, friends, strangers, like it's something important. And so I want to talk about kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and being optimistic and just continuing to stay focused no matter how much is sent your way to distract you or to make you feel afraid or to pressure you or to worry you or to just force you to give up, right? If I get a little emotional talking about it, forgive me. There's a full moon going on right now. Emotions are everywhere. I'm tired. And this is just a sensitive subject for me. This is a sensitive topic for me, but I do want to talk about it. And it seems to be flowing more naturally than the other things I want to talk about. So we're just going to roll with it, right? While being cautious of what we're saying. So it's kind of seeing it a lot at the end of the tunnel. My understanding of that phrase is like, even when it feels like times are getting so hard, when situations are getting so difficult, when the challenges are starting to like break your character, are starting to crack like your discernment and your strength and your determination to keep going, remembering that there's always something waiting for you on the other side of that. So, not giving up too early on your goals, not giving up too early on your dreams, not giving up too early on the things that you feel deep down are something that is important to you, something that's meant for you to, that you're meant to be doing, I'm sorry, and something that you find value in doing. Interestingly enough, I posted on 17 Eleven has Instagram, which I'll put it somewhere over here, right? Because I put my stickers on this wall. I posted on 17 Eleven has podcast, I mean, page, a post recently that was like kind of alluding to what I'm saying. And I didn't want to do an episode on it, so I just made a post, but I feel like it's gonna come out anyway because it just feels like I want to talk about it. So despite life's challenges, despite the things that are kind of sent to break your character intentionally or unintentionally, because a lot of us, we go through things and then we learn and we grow and we become better people through the challenges that are sent our way, right? Whether that be intentional or unintentional. I like to think that things are always done to help you grow as a person and not necessarily because people are wishing for things to happen to you or um, sending that kind of energy your way. I think that with all of those things that go on in our lives and all of the things that are going on right now in the world, we are all constantly trying to find ways to stay optimistic, to stay positive, and to just persevere and focus. We're all just normal humans, most of us at least. I am a normal human. We're all just normal humans, and I know that we all have much more important things going on in our lives. We all have things that we focus on. We focus on making a living. We focus on maintaining our families. We focus on advancing in our careers. We focus on maintaining our health. We have so many things going on that we don't have time to consider other people. We don't have time to consider sometimes, right? We don't have time to consider other people's problems, other people's challenges, the things that other people could be going through. But I think it's really selfish as human beings to like be so inconsiderate and so like what's the word that I'm trying to think of? Inconsiderate and like is it ignorant? Maybe to the fact that other people go through things too. So what I mean by that is for I would hope and I would want and I would like for all of us to show each other grace, for all of us to show each other respect, for all of us to show each other kindness, because you never truly know what anyone's going through. You never truly know what battles they're fighting internally within themselves and what battles they're fighting externally that are out of their control. Maybe with their jobs, maybe with the things that are going on in our economy right now. So financially, you don't know what people are fighting maybe legally. You don't know what people are fighting mentally, spiritually. Like you don't know what kind of things people are going through. And I I would like to think that all of us in one moment we may not be in that phase right now per se, but we have gone through things that we would have wished that people would have been considerate and kind-hearted towards us and they weren't. So I I remember hearing from someone one day that I almost said their name. Pause. I remember hearing from someone one day that they want for other people to suffer and to struggle because they had to suffer and struggle also. And I think in a way, because of the way that I grew up, I was really adamant about people having to learn things the hard way because I felt like that's the way that I had to learn a lot of things and I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. I had to like teach myself a lot. I had to defend myself a lot. I had to do a lot of things like as a in my opinion as like a mini adult. And so when people would come to me for things that were like dumb, right, for me at that time, it just felt like why can't you do it yourself? Why can't you like look for things yourself? Why can't you um focus on things yourself? Why do I have to do it for you? Why do I have to solve your problems, right? And then I think I'd act or react in a way that was really mean or rude. um Excuse me, I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. I'm so sorry. Sorry. And so when I heard that person say that phrase, obviously I've been out of that mindset for a long time now, but when I heard that person say that phrase, it kind of triggered me and it made me feel a little bit like ashamed because I had that mentality also. Like if I did it, if I struggled, if I felt on my ass, if I had to get back up, if I had to suck shit up and like go through all of this, why can't you do it? And so I was a little bit like mean and rude towards people because I didn't understand how they couldn't do it or how they weren't capable of doing it. And so, with that being said, I don't think in those moments I took into consideration the fact that some people just aren't exposed to the things that you go through. Some people just don't understand how the world works in your eyes. Some people didn't have to and will not have to more than likely go through the same lessons that you go through. So I think it's really important to show each other grace to and to be respectful and like kind with everyone around you because again you don't know what people are going through. Now that I say the word kind, I also want to I'm sorry I told you guys this was going to be a ramble episode. I'm just talking from my heart. Now that I say the word kind, I want to elaborate on like what I consider to be kind. I To me, a kind person is someone who is helpful within their means, someone who is respectful even if people aren't respectful towards them, right? So you can be respectful by not responding. You can be respectful by nodding your head, turning around, right? You can be respectful by acknowledging what people are saying and then kind of letting it go one ear out the other. So to me, a kind person is not a nice person. It's not someone who lets people walk over them, not someone who lets people step all over them, not someone who lets people like pressure them or force them maybe to do things that they don't necessarily want to do. And someone who's a people pleaser. That's what I consider a nice person. Someone who's kind of a people pleaser. At least in the ten what text or the way that I'm talking about it. I can't even think right now. I am sleepy. Um, but a kind-hearted person is someone who does things from a pure heart, someone who has good intentions, who has genuine intentions of helping someone in a way that's feasible for them without overexerting, without overexuding, without doing too much. Sin pasarse. So, I think again, with so much going on in the world, it's important for us to be understanding and respectful that not everyone has the mental capacity, the emotional capacity, the physical capacity to uphold and maintain things the way you do. Not everyone is as strong as maybe you might be, or as strong as I might be, to be able to juggle a lot of the things that are sent their way. And I don't say that as me kind of being above anyone else because there's people who I see them go through so much constantly or like who are always struggling. Also, I don't mean that in a bad way, but who are always like, it seems like they're always going through something, like life is just always smacking them, like smack, 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 smack. And I just think to myself, like, how do they do it? How do they do it and still manage to be a good person and still manage to be kind and still manage to like treat people well and to be respectful and to still wish good on people and to still wish that people like are able to have love and to have abundance and to have prosperity and to have all of these things and luxuries that maybe they're struggling so much to have, because I think when you're in those moments where life is really throwing you a curveball, like it's really, really, really making your life difficult, you're struggling, like you are doing bad. And I'm not just talking about financially, I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually too. We all have our own lives, so I don't know what goes on in everyone else's life, and sometimes it's better not to know. But when life throws these things at you, I think it's easy for you to like start feeling resentment towards the world and start feeling resentment towards people, not necessarily because these people are doing something to you, but because you're always seemingly struggling, but it seems like everyone else around you is okay. I have talked about this before. In one of my first episodes, I talked about this. And it's interesting that it comes back up. What do I tell y'all every episode? Every episode just ties back into each other. So one day when I'm like 89, I'm gonna listen back to these episodes and I'm gonna be like, girl, look how much you have grown. I'm so proud of you. I don't agree with what you said, but I'm so proud. But I have talked about this before. So if you want to hear what I talked, the context that I talked about it, and the last time that I spoke about it, I'll try to look and see and remember to put it in the bio so you can like go back and watch it if you haven't already watched the past episodes, or listen to them. But I will try to reference back so you kind of see what my perspective was back then versus now, because the podcast grows with me. It grows with the things that I see people around me go through. It grows with the things that I experience in my daily life, and then just things that maybe I'm inspired to talk about by other podcasters who I really like and listen to. Which, by the way, if you guys ever want to like see the topics and the things that interest me, I updated my podcast. See, now I'm getting into podcast technicalities. The episode might be over. We know that when things start changing, especially so suddenly, podcast about to be over. But if you ever guys ever want to see like, oh my god, excuse me, the Dr. Pepper. I am so sorry. That's disgusting. Um, what kind of like podcasters and like podcast topics interest me, I updated my podcast role through like my RSS feed, I think. So you guys might, I don't know if it's on on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, but if you guys just go and look or something like that, like you might be able to see how I've linked different podcasters shows so that you guys can kind of see what inspires me, what motivates me, and then just like get a little bit more perspective on um what interests me as a person and kind of where some of my topics come from, because I am honest in saying that other podcasters influence my podcast. They don't like have, I don't give them so much value in my podcast because at the end of the day it is my podcast, but they do definitely influence some of the topics that I talk about and then some of the opinions that I have, because again, I'm young, and I'm growing in all aspects, and I like to see and hear what other people's like life experiences are and try to relate to them, or even just try to like take them in and see maybe how I could use their experiences to better my life, or like how to stay on my toes to prevent maybe some of those things happening to me. So yeah, guys, that was like a huge side topic, but yeah, if you're ever interested, I would recommend you go and you look on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and see maybe that's connected somewhere. um but yeah, oh my god, that, yeah, that might be the end of the episode. Yep, yep, that was pretty fast. I guess the big gist of it is, the big idea of it is to just take into consideration how other people might be doing before maybe acting or reacting to them, to their presence, to their questions, to the things that they approach you with. If I think if you're having a bad day, just kind of evaluate what's making you have a bad day. It's funny that I say that, like if someone ruined my day, right? But if you're having like a bad day, just reevaluate maybe what's making you have a bad day, and then why you feel the need to take it out on other people, or why you feel the need to like project that onto other people. And if it helps you to like journal, because I definitely journal, I'll say that all the time. If it helps you to journal and write things down and maybe like punch the wall a little bit, like go for a run, sweat it out, like cry, drop some tears. I'm all for crying, okay? All for it. If you got to drop some tears, if you have to pray real quick, if you have to like take a early break and like watch some YouTube videos, like babe, do what you have to do. And then take care of yourself and be kind and considerate of others, because you never know what anyone's going through. And I know that maybe in moments where people weren't so kind to us during our hard times, we would have wished that someone um would have been there, or just even given us some kind words. So yeah, guys, I guess that's the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Time flew by. These ramble episodes, they go like this for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys just take what I said into consideration. This doesn't mean that everyone is this way. And it doesn't mean that I'm this way either, but I do definitely have my moments. Like if I'm hangry, get out of my way. Like please step away from me. Like I'm gonna bite somebody. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope we all have a great month of April. I'm wishing so much love, so much abundance, so much prosperity, so much beauty, so much happiness, so much joy, so many blessings, so much protection for us. May God and your guides and your ancestors always take care of you, always guide you, always protect you, and take you down the right paths, and the paths that are gonna put you in places and situations and around people who deserve to indulge in your energy, who deserve to enjoy beautiful moments with you, to enjoy life experiences with you, people who support you, places that support you, that help you grow, that help you evolve. And then I don't know why, but I'm wishing so much community on us in our own way, shape, and form, and whatever that looks like for each of us. I pray that we all find or feel a sense of community in whatever way that looks like, whether that be one person and that's your community, or it's just you, your God, your guides, and your ancestors, and that's your community, or you have community with a lot of people. I pray that we all find a sense of community somewhere. Uh, and yeah, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think. And yeah, toodaloo.